add more weights or more range of motion? So the exercise is now easy and you want to intensify it. Which one should you do?
Hi, okay, so the answer is range of motion. So if you want to intensify your exercise, you need to improve range of motion. If it's possible, if you're already doing a full range of motion, then of course, then you add more weights. So I'm going to demonstrate with the bicep curl, but this is literally for any exercise except some exercises like leg press. But for most exercises, if you want to intensify, what you want to do is full range of motion, and by that I mean that your joint, it needs to be the whole extension, the whole range of motion of your joint. So if you're doing like short, you're not going to have much results. But if you do the full range of motion, so you stretch all the way, and then you go and you contract and you flex all the way, and you expand all the way, and then you flex all the way. And then that's the same for the squat. And basically any exercise. So let's say it's getting easy for you and you want to intensify, and you say, do I go deeper on the squat or do I add more weights? If that's possible for you, then of course there's another explanation. Sometimes you can't go deep on the squat, but then there would be a different video. So let's say that you can't do like a bigger range of motion. So if you're doing squats like this and it's easy for you, and you have flexibility and you have mobility to go deeper, instead of adding more weight and doing the same short exercise, you're going to put more weight, you're going to keep your weight, and you're going to do more range of motion. So the same applies for all exercises. If you're doing tricep extension, you're going to go all the way down and you're going to stand all the way up. So don't do short. And the reason for that is because the way the muscle grows is it needs to break the fibers. So when you fully extend and when you fully flex your muscles, it's going to break more fibers. This is how the muscle grows. It's not by applying weight on it. It's by breaking the fibers. The reason we apply the weight is a tool for it to happen, not the goal. So as long as you're doing the full range of motion and you're comfortable with the weight that you're doing it, then you add more weights. But if you're not doing it properly, if your elbow is not locked on the right position, if you're just doing short, if you're not stretching your arms and you add more weights, you're not going to have much result with it. So that's why the answer is, if you want to intensify your workout, should I add more weights or should I put more range of motion? Then of course there's some time you're already on the full range of motion that you can go, so then you add more weights, because that's the exercise. The exercise is to go to the full stretch and to the full flexion, and that's for anything. And then as long as you're making this exercise, then you can add more weights and more weights and more weights. And then again, of course, it's different for some exercises because, for example, squats, we have our spine, we have our knees, so it's not so simple to say just go deep. It depends on your mobility, it depends on your flexibility. So this is just the generic rule, more range of motion. But then again, for squats and especially for Romanian deadlifts and for all kinds of deadlift as well, but that's a different video. But just keep in mind, we need to be watching our posture. We need to be watching the posture of our spine. So you can extend just as long as you're keeping the posture. You can go too deep in the squat, that is going to hurt your lower back. So if you don't have flexibility to go down, keeping the posture of your spine, see, here's where I lose it. where I lose it. So this is the maximum I can go. So that's the ideal squat for me. When I'm here and I'm comfortable, then I can add more weight. And then I can work on flexibility, I can work on stretching, so that I can go even deeper. But this is deep enough. And let's say you don't have the same flexibility. Oh, Renata said I should do more range of motion. As long as you keep the right exercise and the right posture. So let's say that you go here, and then your spine starts to do this. Then you can go more than this. Because then you're transferring the weight from your pocket, from your glutes to your lower back and to your knees. And this is going to cause serious injury. So when I say go full range of motion, it's the full range of motion that you are capable of. So if you're going up until here, and this is where your flexibility, this is as far as it goes, and from here you're going to lose it. See how I lose the spine. Then you can add more weight and just keep going. And because you don't have too much flexibility, then you're going to need to add other exercises to your training program so that it improves your flexibility. And this is especially important for Romanian deadlifts, because that's exactly the same thing. As long as you keep the posture, you don't need to go all the way down. Because if you go all the way down and then you start losing it, this is going to hurt your lower back. So our spine, it has a natural S shape. So it is natural to have this curve over here. And as we exercise, we need to keep this curve. See how just my hip joint is moving. Just my hip joint is moving. And my spine, it needs to keep intact. So when I do Romanian deadlifts and I'm doing like this, it is healthy. As long as I can keep this, I can go lower. When I start doing like this, it means I'm going too low for my flexibility. So the thing here is not go as lower as you can, but as lower as it is correct for your flexibility. And then when you have the full range of motion for your limit, not mine, not your neighbor, not the person next to you, your range of motion. So say yours is here, say yours is here, doesn't matter. So as long as you have the full control and it's getting comfortable for you on your range of motion, then you add more weights. I hope this is clear. Let me know if you guys have any doubts.